Hey, it's Cynthia with Supplier Community, hanging out today in Joy House Coffee, which is an amazing place. If you've never been here, they were kind enough to let us sort of colonize their space for the afternoon. And I am with my new friend, Matt Lawrence.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm well.
Every Matt I've ever known has done Shopper.
They do. It's a Matt thing. It's a Matt thing.
Yeah. How did they know that back in the 70s? And we're gonna be Matt, and you're gonna be doing something that doesn't exist now. But that's okay.
That's right. You gotta have the name.
So tell me, for someone who may not know, someone who's maybe, been following us for a while but does logistics or something, what is shopper marketing?
Shopper marketing. How can I understand the most I know about my shopper that's gonna go in the store and be purchasing my product?
Okay.
Different than the consumer. It may not be the person that's consuming my product, but they're buying it. It's the mom that's walking in the store. How do I know the most I can about her and then reach out to her and along her path to purchase and encourage her to buy the product that I've got on the shelf.
So there's a difference between the shopper and the consumer. That's an interesting distinction that a lot of people may not know. People in our industry know that, but a lot may not. Cool. So how long have you been doing this?
15 years.
Okay, cool.
Been here a long time. I'm a product of Northwest Arkansas.
Excellent.
Born and raised.
Awesome.
So I'm a Razorback. I've got the chance
to
I got to watch the amazing growth and everything that's happened here.
Isn't it crazy?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is not the same place I moved to like 15 years ago. We didn't have a mall over in Pinnacle.
That's right.
I just look around where we're sitting right now. This building didn't exist. There used to be a building right over there.
There was.
And right next door was another one behind. It's insane. The growth is crazy. If you're not from here and you're not familiar with this place, it's not what you would expect it to be.
It's not. It's
is and isn't a small town.
Yeah, it is, and it's an oasis kind of in the middle of the country. You don't expect it. And there's so many things we get here because of Walmart and the supplier community that we would never have, right?
Yes.
Whether it's Crystal Bridges or restaurants or services, experiences, it's amazing.
I love it. We're known for a mountain bike culture. If you're not familiar with Walmart, that's probably the second most prominent thing that we have, and that's new. Of course, I've been riding for quite a few years now, but it wasn't what it is now when I started.
I got 3 boys
just like
and we just
everything.
got started.
Oh man, oh wow, you got insurance,
It's a blast.
right?
Yeah, I know.
Because there could be some broken bones.
We got some of the best trails in the United States.
We do.
So it's really cool.
We do. So we're lucky. We've got a lot of things to do that are fun with work and outside of work. So we are very fortunate. We're going to be doing a new video series with you called The Reality of Shopper.
Yeah.
And it's kind of where we stop being standoffish and we start being real. And we share our stories. One of our big hashtags is Tell Us Your Story. And that's kind of what you need to do is connect with people to tell them your story. And I think, maybe you agree, just to kind of let people know you're not alone in all of this. Whether it's work or whether it's personal, we're all in this together.
So love it. It's so cool. Been doing this for a long time, and we always feels like we try to put up our mask, and I'm an expert at something I'm doing, and in front of the client, in front of other people, my peers, I have to look like I know what I'm doing. I want to be confident, of course, but it's so hard to let down your guard and be honest and open and say, hey, there are days that they're not easy. This job is hard. This industry is hard. It's changing constantly. You're adapting, you have to be flexible, and it's difficult. So we've got to be open to each other, and I would love to be a part of sharing this story and being myself, and maybe something that I say or some struggle that I've had, something that I've come through would help somebody else. Right?
You're going to be bringing
That's a cool thing, right?
Yeah, and you're going to be bringing us your friends to talk to.
Yes, and I am.
I can't wait.
So I've been reaching out over the last couple of weeks to everyone I know in the community, whether they be agency folks, suppliers, shopper marketers in the supplier community, Walmart, whoever I know, and trying to encourage them, invite them in to say, hey, let's just let our guard down. Let's be open and honest. Share your story, and maybe it'll help somebody else.
I think that's amazing. That is what we need to do. A couple of things that you just said that really resonated with me. I mean, the pace of change right now is slower than it will ever be.
That's right.
And it just keeps getting faster and faster.
It just keeps going.
It just keeps going. So the pace of change that we're having to deal with is breakneck, more than anyone before us has ever dealt with. And we have to be comfortable with uncertainty and not knowing what's going to happen. And that's not fun either. And that we're all in that together as well, not just the change, but the uncertainty. And it's possible to thrive with those two.
I think you can.
Yeah.
I think you can. You watch Walmart and the breakneck speed that they're going at and changing.
Yeah.
A company that large.
Yeah.
How do you turn the rudder? How do you get this thing moving and turning?
Yeah.
And they have. And they're leading, and they're in the position of strength and confidence, and I'm behind them. I think it's fantastic. We all are. So even personally, in my own life, I've had to deal with being flexible, seeing change.
Yeah.
I've had a wildly diverse background in shopper marketing. I sometimes think it's my greatest strength, and I sometimes think it's my greatest liability. That I've had a ton of different roles, and I've got a great opportunity to have been on the finance side.
I was going to say, you started out in finance.
Yeah,
You got with a finance degree.
Sure, I got a finance degree instead of shopper marketing. So I started out with the Mars agency doing co-op programs. And,
I remember co-op.
Multi-million-dollar co-op programs.
In radio.
Yeah, it was a blast. But bringing all kinds of suppliers together and building programs for them. And then got to be the first CFO for Collective Bias. I had a blast. We were right down the street here in this little building, little bitty building, about 7 of us.
Let's talk about the helicopters one day.
Had a blast with Amy and John and that whole crew. That was so cool. But then got to go into shopper marketing directly and work, run North Star's shopper division.
Oh, wow.
For Rick and Henry and Fayetteville. Fantastic group. So the road turns and winds, and you got to be able to kind of watch it and be flexible enough to go down that path. It's not easy, right? It's not easy.
It's not.
So,
how do you think your background in finance prepared you for that first day to walk in? Because you were at Collective Bias first. That was your first shopper experience, right?
It was going in. Finance is the ability to tell a story with numbers. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So it's, hey, how do I look at what's happening, and how do I tell the group that I'm leading or helping a story of what's happening, where we're going, and how we get to our goals, how we get to where we want to get to. So that's what it is. Same thing, building a shopper program for Catapult or for other agencies. Same thing, you sit down, you say, what are my goals? How do I get there, and then how do I measure it, right? It's really simple.
So many of the same principles. I mean, if you're measuring, it's data's data, numbers are numbers. You just do different things with those numbers.
But you're all telling a story. You're all trying to get somewhere to a certain goal, and then you have to measure. Did I get there? Did I get there the right way? And how do I do it better next time, right?
I think something that's really important that you're wanting to do in bringing people together who may not have sat at a table like this before, a rising tide raises all boats. And so I don't see how success at one company could be a problem for another company that's seeking success. What do you think?
That's a great idea. It is so easy to think that you and I are on different teams, whether it be different agencies, different supplier teams, different service providers. Say you're at one digital agency selling and I'm at another. We always think that we're competing against each other. And yes, in some ways we are, but I would like for us to look way beyond that.
Yes.
And realize that we need each other.
We
in
do.
a lot of ways.
Especially in an area like this.
In an area like this.
Do you know the new Burger King campaign, the Moldy Burger? Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I think it was 3 or 4 agencies pitched the exact same idea, and they didn't choose. They ran with all of it, and it's working for everybody. So four agencies got credit for that.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's neat.
I know.
It's neat.
And this community is so small. We're such a small, close-knit community.
Yeah.
I've worked for people that have then worked for me, that I've then worked for. That people get recycled in your life constantly.
You told us that in broadcasting.
Right? You got to keep. Don't burn any bridges. Keep those relationships, and then I think we can help each other. I think by telling the story of who we each are, sharing our struggles, that somebody else is going to be helped today that needed it, that we may not even know about.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Because that's the beauty of video and of what we're doing. You know, it is on our YouTube channel and you can watch it anytime. You know, we don't have appointment TV anymore.
That's right.
You can find your content, whatever resonates with you. And if that is at 2 in the morning when you can't sleep and you're there with your phone and your thumbs and it connects with you,
that's right.
That can be the best. It can set you up for a good day. Matt,
I agree.
Thank you so much for hanging out and spending time with us.
Thanks for having me.
We welcome your comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Smash that bell and we'll notify you the instant we upload any new content. And to stay in touch with us 24/7, go to our website, supplier.community.